Hello guys, welcome back to our anime moments. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of Swallowed Star episode number 307 based on novel. So let's start. The weak Undying, together with Luo Feng and Saibo Wa, were stunned after seeing this. The Thousand Treasure River was only a reflection of a river that cast a shadow on the stars, which was why it looked blurry. However, Sky Wolf Palace could only barely resist its mighty power. That is the first time I have ever seen Thousand Treasure River, the Blue Night side. It is indeed forceful and unstoppable. According to the legend, Thousand Treasure River is made up of 1,000 invaluable treasures, and if it was dismantled, it would become 1,000 individual invaluable treasures. Dismantle? Who could do that? Said the Purple Knight. The birth of this river is for the treasures to strengthen each other. Each of the treasure has its flaws and is only as powerful as an ordinary top-tier treasure. Only assembling them into the Thousand Treasure River can make the invulnerable treasure that roams the universe. You have never seen how the primal Chaos City leader slaughters other creatures. This is only an body of him. His original body is more powerful than this. I've heard of it before, the Blue Knight said as he nodded. Primal Chaos City leader. One of the bodies sits in the primal universe and the other in the original one, taking charge of the virtual universe company. And the strongest original is meant for killing. Luo Feng couldn't hear the conversation between the Blue Knight and the Purple Knight. How powerful my teacher is, muttered Luo Feng. And this is only one of his bodies. Luo Feng looked at the boundless projection of the river and master of Skywolf, who was struggling to control Skywolf Palace inside the project. Luo Feng admired his teacher even more. Teacher Mountain Sitting Guest thinks that I can become a universe master and utilize Star Tower in the future, even surpass the primal Chaos City leader in the future. Thought Luo Feng, filled with aspiration. The primal Chaos City leader could annihilate everything within several square light years with a snap of his fingers. A gigantic figure that was 10,000 kilometers tall walked on the waves of the river toward him with a huge stone stick. Master of Skywolf, said the figure. It is outrageous for you to kill my human student. What is that? Gasped Luo Feng. He was thrilled. This was the first time he had seen the other body of his teacher. It was 6,000 miles tall and silvery white. There were 1,000 antennas on its head, and the eyes looked tranquil. He walked on the waves barefoot and held a rugged stick. Only a seemingly ordinary shirt was covering the body, whereas the sound of the treasures on the shirt echoed. Each thread of the shirt looked like a running river. Is this a special life? Luo Feng knew that it was a special life, as there were no clans in the human race that looked like this. What's more, it was 6,000 miles tall. If it wasn't originally this tall, enlarging one's size would only make it weaker. This is the primal Chaos City leader. Saibo Wa was dazed and had to reluctantly admit that the primal Chaos City leader was indeed more forceful than the leader of its clan. Saibo Wa glanced at Luo Feng. He is able to bring the primal Chaos City leader here? When the primal Chaos City leader walked toward everyone with the rugged stick in his hand and 1,000 treasure shirt on his body, Master of Skywolf did look comparatively inferior. Primal Chaos City leader, you think so highly of this human that you come here by yourself, Master of Skywolf said. Didn't you come for this little one here? The primal Chaos City leader asked, looking at the tiny white Skywolf. There was no comparison between their sizes, but they were at least equally forceful. As for the Blue Knight and the Purple Knight, they became the insignificant parts of the conversation and were overlooked by both the primal Chaos City leader and the master. As for Luo Feng and Saibo Wa, they were less than negligible. I didn't come here with a purpose. Master of Skywolf suddenly looked to Luo Feng. You, on the other hand, gave this human an invaluable treasure. Luo Feng was startled. An invaluable treasure? He possesses an invaluable treasure? Saibo Wa was stupefied and looked to Luo Feng. What? The Purple Knight and the Blue Knight said, also looking toward Luo Feng in shock. This was new information for them. Let me check, Master of Skywolf said in a hoarse voice. Blade River Emperor? Interesting. I can't believe a Sector Lord is able to disguise himself as an Undying with the invaluable treasure and garner such a reputation. This student you have is nothing like the fallen Kudai. Let's see which invaluable treasure he possesses. According to the information, Blade River Emperor is incredibly rapid, so I assume this wing is his invaluable treasure. Am I right, Primal Chaos City leader? The Purple Knight, the Blue Knight, and Saibo Wa were all dumbfounded. Sector Lord? He was only a sector lord? He can escape from Silver Eye as merely a sector lord? Saibo Wa was bewildered. It must be the invaluable treasure which makes him so powerful. Impressive, indeed, said the Purple Knight. He can be this mighty as only a sector lord and earn such fame, said the Blue Knight. No wonder mountain-sitting guest values him this much. The Purple Knight and the Blue Knight sighed. They would also definitely aspire to get the invaluable treasure if they had known Luo Feng had won, but they wouldn't have actually had the guts to take it by force. Luo Feng was in shock. He looked at Master of Skywolf and thought, Teacher Mountain-sitting guest is right. I do have 3 invaluable treasures, the Tower Pearl, Star Map, and Showu Wing, respectively. However, I've never shown them in front of the Master, and the powerful creatures shouldn't be able to recognize them unless I wield their powers. Does he suspect it simply because I'm so fast? This Master of Skywolf is perceptive, indeed. The invaluable treasure can only trick the knights. Luo Feng recalled how Put and Teacher Mountain-sitting guest were able to see his real identity as a sector lord. The invaluable treasure wasn't as effective at concealing the aura. The Primal Chaos City leader said, an ordinary invaluable treasure is nothing, and of course I'll give it to the juniors of my race who have great potential. This is how the supreme beings are made. Do you know why we of the human race have less undying than the demon race, yet we have more supreme undying? It is because we're willing to give while you are not. Will you, as Master of Skywolf, be willing to give this little one an invaluable treasure? Saibo Wa was thrilled. An invaluable treasure? Could it really get an invaluable treasure? It couldn't help glancing at the Master, but then it looked down instantly. The invaluable treasure could only be rewarded by the Master, and Saibo Wa could never ask for it directly. Everyone knows you humans prospered because of the virtual universe, Master of Skywolf roared. And it's not your business to tell me how to train my descendants. I'm done talking to you now. He finished and brought Saibo Wa into the palace. The Primal Chaos City leader burst into laughter which permeated the Thousand Treasure River and made the Skywolf Palace tremble. Master of Skywolf growled and flew away, entering the dark universe after hitting light speed. Apparently, within the power range of the river, Master of Skywolf couldn't teleport himself even with the palace. This Skywolf is still so reckless. The Primal Chaos City leader shook his head and looked to the 2 knights. Thank you for taking care of my student for the past 2,000 years, he said. Then he vanished together with Luo Feng and the river. Thank us, the Blue Knight said, a bit dazed. I heard that the Primal Chaos City leader was belligerent, but now he thanks us. Why is he so good-tempered? Good-tempered? The Purple Knight sneered. You only say that because you've never seen how the Primal Chaos City leader slaughtered before. The Master dared to speak only because he was innately reckless, but did you realize he fled after only saying a few words? Among the 5 forces of the human race, the Virtual Universe Company is as powerful as the Battle Axe Colosseum. Do you really think the Primal Chaos City leader can control the entire virtual universe by being good-tempered? How can his original be famous for slaughtering if he's good-tempered? The Blue Knight blinked. Be careful, the Purple Knight said. The most powerful of the 6 peak races were all ruthless, and they can destroy us in the blink of an eye if necessary. I get it. The Blue Knight nodded. Inside the Primal Secret Region. After 1 God Country transport and a 1,000,000 light-year teleportation, the Primal Chaos City leader arrived at one of the many secret regions of the human race, the Primal Secret Region. The Primal Chaos City leader jumped up with the 1,000 treasure shirt and turned into a boundless river, surrounding the stars and the palaces. The river, Luo Feng said. He looked at the stars and couldn't see the end of the river. The 1,000 treasure river can transform into everything, and this river is its original look. The Primal Chaos City leader pointed at it. Luo Feng, the reason that I could intimidate the Master is this river. And an invaluable treasure like this is the cornerstone of our race. You are a man with luck. Perhaps you will be able to get an invaluable treasure like this in the future. I'll try my best, Luo Feng answered. The Primal Chaos City leader smiled and said, then I'll wait and see. 1,000 Treasure River was a top-tier invaluable treasure, and even most of the masters of the universe couldn't obtain treasures like this. The Primal Chaos City leader was just saying this to encourage Luo Feng instead of actually expecting him to get a top-tier invaluable treasure. Perhaps you don't know, teacher, but I've already had 2 invaluable treasures, thought Luo Feng, one of which being Force Armor and its 1,000 Treasure Rivers equal. As for Star Tower, it's one of the most powerful invaluable treasures in the entire universe. The primal Chaos City leader shrunk to the size of Luo Feng from a planet-sized giant. Luo Feng, there's something I need to ask you, the primal Chaos City leader said. But the choice is yours. Please, teacher, Luo Feng answered. Beside the river and the palaces, they started to talk. True Yan Emperor is also your teacher, and that's why I need to tell you more about him, the primal Chaos City leader said gradually and calmly. As a matter of fact, True Yan Emperor is also practicing on the path of Beast God. What? Luo Feng was dazed. There are a few powerful ones on that path, but they all kept it as a secret, the primal Chaos City leader explained. The most talented ones of your generation, like you and Seven-Blade Emperor, are all following the path of Beast God. However, Beast Gods belong to Ancestral God School, whose existence is a top secret in the universe, and thus people who train themselves following the path of Beast all keep in as a secret, and so do you. Luo Feng nodded. Only a small number of people knew that Luo Feng was following the path of Beast God. I told you this because your teacher True Yang Emperor is following the branch of Soil and Space, the primal Chaos City leader said. Soil and Space? Luo Feng said with shock. The Beast God inheritance token he just obtained was of Soil and Space. You're a smart person, and you must have guessed what I mean, the primal Chaos City leader looked at the boundless Thousand Treasure River and said. Seven-Blade Emperor got a token from our race before. Given your potential, you'll also get one when you officially become an Undying. On the contrary, he continued, your teacher True Yan Emperor is not as talented as you. He only became an invincible emperor by training for an extraordinarily long time and getting instructions from other powerful ones within our race. It's impossible for him to get a token from the race. He filed an application before, but the race has never granted him any approval, and thus, he can only earn the token himself. However, the tokens are some of the scarcest resources in the universe, and one can only find them by luck, with which a sector lord can obtain one by accident. But without luck, the Universe Knight can't find one even if he were to comb every inch of the universe. The primal Chaos City leader looked at Luo Feng. The resources in our race belong to all the humans. Although there are countless treasures, they must be granted to the most talented, and it must be subject to all the seniors' discretion. But now, there's a way to help your teacher. I bet you already understand what I mean, the primal Chaos City leader continued. You can give the token to your teacher directly. Your teacher is going to the land of inheritance now, and it's a huge opportunity for him, as he might become a Universe Knight. He might also fail since he's far less talented than you or Seven-Blade Emperor. You two are almost his rivals by such a short time of training. I'm willing to give it to my teacher, Luo Feng answered without any hesitation. He had to pay True Yang Emperor back. I'll get the token anyway when I become an Undying, he thought. All I need to do is wait. Once my third body comes into being, I'll become an Undying. However, my teacher has already waited for an eternity. A small time of waiting in exchange for a huge opportunity for my teacher is totally worth it. You've made up your mind already? No regrets? The primal Chaos City leader looked to Luo Feng. No, I won't regret it, Luo Feng said, nodding sternly. Great. The primal Chaos City leader nodded. Now, you'll give the token to your teacher. However, you don't necessarily have to wait to become an Undying to go to the land of inheritance. I'll file an application for you. Normally, you'll be granted one after entering the Undying level, but I believe Master of Skywolf will make the news of Blade River Emperor public. Master of Skywolf? Luo Feng was dazed. Yes, said the primal Chaos City leader. Blade River Emperor is a sector lord. He will definitely let everyone know and will polish the story. Once it's made known, lots of the peak races will have their eyes on you and try to assassinate you. The primal Chaos City leader sighed. The human race will know, too. Your identity as Blade River Emperor is only known to few, but it will change soon, he continued. I'll use it as an excuse to file an application for the inheritance token for you. Since you're already as powerful as Seven-Blade Emperor, you're already qualified to enter the land of inheritance. The primal Chaos City leader smiled. Although that's a place of danger, it only comes from the competition within our race, as nobody from the other races will dare to assassinate you in the sacred land of Ancestral God School. That's why I think the token will be granted. However, I can't be 100% sure. After all, they are the resources of the entire human race, and all I'm in charge of is the Virtual Universe Company. The seniors might veto it, since only the Undying were able to enter it before. I'll say you're more likely to succeed than to fail. Thank you, teacher, Luo Feng said. He truly appreciated the help. There would still be grudges between siblings. Hence, normally, there were hidden competitions between the 5 powers of the human race. It would be conceivably difficult, as the resources didn't only belong to the primal Chaos City leader. The more powerful and famous you are, the easier it is for me to apply for the resources, the primal Chaos City leader said with a smile. He was content looking at Luo Feng. Although he already knew Luo Feng's personality by experience, he was joyful when he saw Luo Feng's willingness to give the token to True Yang Emperor without any doubts. Apparently, Luo Feng knew how to show gratitude. Blade River Emperor was only a sector lord. The news was like a thunder and shocked all the powerful creatures. It spread like wildfire, and lots of the powerful ones of the human race knew about it within the day. People everywhere in the Hong Alliance city were talking about it. Blade River Emperor is a sector lord. He was able to kill a peak emperor. And now, people are saying he's only a sector lord? How is it possible for a sector lord to be so mighty? It's outrageous. It must be fake. It's real. Both the demon race and the automation race have already found out about it, and they've already offered bounties for killing this Blade River Emperor. If he is indeed a sector lord, why were so many powerful ones unable to distinguish him? The auras between a sector lord and an undying are totally different. They said Blade River Emperor obtained an invaluable treasure which conceals his true identity. Invaluable treasure? Blade River Emperor has an invaluable treasure? That can even set Universe Knights crazy. It was madness. The news that Blade River Emperor is a sector lord and that Blade River Emperor had an invaluable treasure made a plethora of powerful ones jealous. One could tell how tempting an invaluable treasure was by the sound and fury Sealing Star resulted in. If Blade River Emperor is a sector lord, who is he exactly? He's even more unimaginable than the legendary Kudai. Perhaps it's Luo Feng, as he's the most powerful sector lord of the human race and has already passed the sector lord level Sky Mountain. I don't think it's Luo Feng. Instead, it might be a super talent who has been undercover all the time. And this talent is even stronger than both Kudai and Luo Feng, and that's why they've kept it as a secret and given him an invaluable treasure to conceal it. Where did all the talents come from? Luo Feng is already the genius of our time. Maybe this Blade River Emperor is one of the most talented of the human race and is even mightier than Kudai and Luo Feng. I still think it's Luo Feng. It's impossible for such a genius to stay anonymous. Within the boundless universe and hundreds of millions of races, most of the creatures had heard the news of Blade River Emperor. They also knew that Blade River Emperor belonged to the human race, but they couldn't be sure who he really was. Lots of people thought it was Luo Feng because, based on all they knew, only Luo Feng had such potential. Dad, are you the Blade River Emperor? Some of the superfamilies within our Ganwu universe also talk about this Blade River Emperor during businesses. I've heard of some of the news and guessed it was you. In the 9-star bay of Black Dragon Island, Luo Feng was having meals with his family. I also heard of it, Shushin said. Don't interrogate me, Luo Feng said. Luo Ping and Luo Hai smiled because their father would have denied it if it weren't true. Dad, you're awesome. Luo Hai said, opening his eyes wide. Remember not to tell anyone, Luo Feng said as he glanced at his sons. We know, said Luo Ping. We know how serious it is, Luo Hai answered with excitement. Although Blade River Emperor was yet to become the most powerful one in the universe, he had already garnered widespread fame, and his name would be in history forever. Wasn't that what they wanted? Fame? This is only the beginning of my rise, thought Luo Feng. I'll only become stronger since I'm on the edge now. And the demon race, you'll lose in the end. Inside, the ancient Chaos City was peaceful as always. 3 purple messengers were walking on the street and reached True Yang Emperor's house. It's the purple messengers of the primal Chaos City leader. The purple messengers are here. The most frequently seen messengers normally wore black. Some of the students in True Yang Emperor's house were startled, as they'd rarely seen the arrival of purple messengers. They knew something significant had happened. Go, tell the teacher. After only a short while, True Yang Emperor came out and greeted them himself. He was also baffled. 3 purple messengers are here, he said. 1 black messenger is enough, normally. What's the point of sending 3 purple messengers here? Congratulations, True Yang Emperor. The tallest messenger laughed. Congratulations. The other 2 purple knights laughed along. Why do you congratulate me? Come, sit inside. Tru Yan Emperor led the three messengers into the hall, and several students served some wine and fruits. They left after duty, as they knew they were not supposed to meddle with some major issues. That left only the three messengers and Tru Yan Emperor in the hall. It's such great news. The tall messenger beamed and brought out a metal box. What's so mysterious? Tru Yan Emperor took and opened it. There was a hexagonal stone tablet inside, on which was sculpted a roaring beast god. Tru Yan Emperor was dazed, and his hands started to tremble. He picked up the stone tablet, and his eyes turned red. He caressed this tablet as if he were worried that it was a phantom. His voice faltered as he said, "Beast God Inheritance Token. It's the Beast God Inheritance Token. For such a long time, practically forever, I've always wanted it." Tru Yan Emperor's body trembled. Now, I've finally got the chance. Finally. He was stuck at the last step for what felt like an infinite amount of time. Although the token could help him greatly, it was almost impossible to get one. The tokens were extremely rare in the universe, as they represented the most special inheritance of ancestral god school. Perhaps there were only a few of each type of the tokens within the human race, and the race needed to prepare for the potential peerless talents in the future. The tokens would only be granted under few circumstances. He couldn't make the final breakthrough if he didn't get the token. It was indeed only one step, but it was like a chasm, separating countless emperors from universe knights. Thank you, Primal Chaos City Leader. Tru Yan Emperor kneeled with excitement. Thank you, seniors. I'll strive to become a universe knight and live up to the expectations. Please, get up. The tall messenger helped Tru Yan Emperor to his feet. The race rewarded with a token. Tru Yan Emperor was thrilled. It's not from the race. It's from your student Luo Feng. Luo Feng? Tru Yan Emperor was stupefied. Yes, your student Luo Feng, the tall messenger continued. I was serving the Primal Chaos City Leader in the Primal Secret region. The Primal Chaos City Leader asked us to come here directly and give this to you. As for Luo Feng, he's still with the Primal Chaos City Leader in the Primal Secret region. How did he get the token? Tru Yan Emperor suddenly had complicated feelings. My student was also following the path of Beast God, and he could certainly trade this token for another. Why did he give this to me? No matter how close the relationship between the teacher and the student, the powerful ones would do everything in their power to improve themselves. Giving the insignificant ones to their teachers could be regarded as gratitude. Tru Yan Emperor, you have a great student. We won't stay for long, as we need to go back and report, the tall messenger said. We'll escort ourselves out. The three messengers left. Tru Yan Emperor was both exhilarated and anxious. Even though he had desired the token for so long, he felt like it was too much. Tru Yan Emperor connected to the virtual universe and sent 10 emails to Luo Feng before coming to Luo Feng's manor in Yuxiong Mountain. Luo Feng, Tru Yan Emperor shouted, which baffled all the servants and the guards. Teacher! Luo Feng soon got out of the hall. Come with me. Tru Yan Emperor grabbed Luo Feng and entered the hall. Tru Yan Emperor couldn't wait to yell, where did you get the token? Did you get it from our race? Don't you know how important it is to you? You're following the path of Beast God yourself. How could you just give it up and hand it in to your teacher? I'll be restless knowing you've traded your future for mine. And you know if I can't be tranquil, I might fail even if I enter the land of inheritance. Please relax, teacher, Luo Feng said. I got it myself instead of getting it from my race. You got it yourself? Tru Yan Emperor was startled. It was not so easy to get one. Once other powerful ones found it, they would use their godly power to penetrate it and discern how important it was. Usually, they would just hand it into their race. That was how most of the tokens were held by the races. It's true. I obtained it by myself. Luo Feng said. Just think about this. I gave this to you in the hands of the Primal Chaos City Leader. If I actually got it from our race, the Primal Chaos City Leader wouldn't allow me to do so. That makes sense. Tru Yan Emperor nodded his head. The Primal Chaos City Leader won't let you be reckless. Just use it now, teacher, Luo Feng continued. It's not difficult for me to get a token from our race. You'll definitely be valued by our race based on your potential, and you're more than qualified to get the token. Even the Seven-Blade Emperor, who is less talented than you, could get one. Tru Yan Emperor nodded his head and frowned. However, you need to become an undying to get the token, and that's going to take a long time. Please don't worry about that, teacher. Luo Feng smiled. Did you forget that I'm Blade River Emperor, teacher? I'm already powerful enough to get one, and the Primal Chaos City leader will file an application for me. He told me that it would succeed given his presence and my genius. True Yang Emperor sighed. The Primal Chaos City leader is the ruler of the virtual universe. Okay, he'll definitely succeed. Luo Feng, I've benefited so much from you. It was a piece of cake. Luo Feng beamed. Deep in the primal secret region, the Thousand Treasure River surrounded the stars. Luo Feng was sitting on top of one of the palaces and looked at the river from afar. He thought back to what the Primal Chaos City leader had told him. Luo Feng, this is the date when we'll know whether you can get the token or not. If it fails, you'll have to wait until you become an undying. I hope it can succeed. I will succeed, said Luo Feng as he sat on the top of the palace with his legs crossed. Land of Inheritance, the sacred place of ancestral god school. How exciting! Time passed. Luo Feng was growing anxious from waiting. However, he knew that the seniors from all the 5 powers of the human race were negotiating the decision. Could they make an exception for Luo Feng? Could Luo Feng succeed? After a long while, Luo Feng heard a peaceful voice. Luo Feng. Luo Feng turned around and saw the Primal Chaos City leader holding the rugged stone stick. Luo Feng's heart missed a beat as he knew the meeting had ended and a decision had been made. Luo Feng stood up and greeted him. Teacher? The meeting's over, the Primal Chaos City leader said. I can tell by the look on your face how concerned you are. Rest assured, because it's good news. The application was approved, and your identity as Blade River Emperor thrilled the masters of the universe of our race. They all think highly of you, and thus I don't need to put forth too much effort. Luo Feng was overjoyed. He didn't believe what the Primal Chaos City leader said and was certain his teacher had pulled lots of strings. Thank you, teacher, Luo Feng said. I won't fail you and the other masters of the universe. Just don't fail the human race. The Primal Chaos City leader burst into laughter. The token will be sent to you in 2 days, and I've already told True Yang to come to the Primal Secret region to meet with you. You'll go to the Land of Inheritance together. Yes, teacher. Luo Feng was cheerful. The human race was efficient and the token arrived after only 1 day. Beast God Inheritance Token. Luo Feng started to examine the hexagonal metal tablet in his hands. There was a single-horned lizard sculpture on the tablet, which was the Beast God of Blood River World. However, it was not as distinct as the one Luo Feng had gotten before, and it did not contain any lore. How marvelous the metal is! I've never heard of it. Luo Feng caressed the tablet and penetrated it with his spiritual force. The information struck his mind. It was the same as the one before. They even had identical coordinates. This video will end here.